This video is about Cello Concerto No. 1 by Joseph Haydn. I will explain the most important things about the work and the composer. Joseph Haydn composed his Cello Concerto No. 1 in C major in 1761 or 1765. The exact date of composition is not known. Haydn wrote the work for the cellist Joseph Franz Weigel, who at the time played in the orchestra of Prince Esterházy. The concerto was long thought to be lost. It was only rediscovered in Prague in 1961. The score was found in the archives of the National Museum in Prague. The Cello Concerto No. 1 consists of 3 movements, as is usual for classical concertos. The first movement is a lively allegro in sonata form. The second movement is a slow adagio that emphasizes the lyrical qualities of the cello. The third movement is a fast allegro molto in rondo style. Each movement presents different technical and musical challenges for the soloist. In this concerto, the cello plays a prominent role. Haydn uses the instrument's entire range of tones and demonstrates its diverse expressive possibilities. The soloist must master both virtuoso passages and lyrical melodies. Haydn gives the cello the opportunity to engage in a dialogue with the orchestra and present itself as an independent voice. The work places high technical demands on the cellist. The Cello Concerto No. 1 shows Haydn's early classical style. It combines elements of the Baroque with new classical ideas. The melodies are clear and catchy. Haydn uses contrasting themes and dynamic changes. The orchestra plays an important supporting role without drowning out the soloist. The composer shows his skill for balanced structures and elegant musical developments. Haydn's Cello Concerto No. 1 is an important contribution to the cello literature of the 18th century. It is one of the earliest surviving cello concertos of the classical period. The work established new standards for the treatment of the cello as a solo instrument. It influenced later composers in their approach to the cello concerto. Today it is an integral part of the cello repertoire and is frequently played in concerts and competitions. The rediscovery of the concerto in 1961 was a sensation in the music world. The Czech musicologist Oldřich Polkert found the score in Prague. The first modern performance took place on May 19, 1962 in Prague. The cellist Miloš Sadlo played the solo part. The performance was received with great enthusiasm. Since then, the concerto has become a standard work in the cello repertoire. The Cello Concerto No. 1 places high demands on the soloist. It requires great technical skill and musical expressiveness. The cellist must master rapid runs, wide leaps, and complex double stops. The first and third movements in particular contain virtuoso passages. The slow second movement requires an expressive, singing tone. The cadenza in the first movement gives the soloist an opportunity to improvise and show technical brilliance. Haydn orchestrated the concerto for a typical classical orchestra of his time. The instrumentation includes strings, 2 oboes, and 2 horns. The orchestra plays an important supporting role. It accompanies the soloist and enters into a dialogue with him. Haydn skillfully uses the different instrument groups to create contrasts and timbres. The orchestration is kept transparent so as not to cover the solo part. The Cello Concerto No. 1 is an important work in Haydn's early career. It shows his ability to compose for solo instruments. The concerto marks the beginning of Haydn's development as a composer of instrumental concertos. It already shows many characteristics of his later classical style. The work is an example of Haydn's innovative power and his contribution to the development of classical musical forms.